she just wanted to be seen, she just wanted to be heard. Well, we see you and we heard you loud and clear. Grace and peace, you guys. April Chapman here with the Standing Up Truth podcast, and we have breaking news on this Carlee Russell kidnap boss baby abduction cheese it story. News has been reported that Carlee, through her attorneys, have made a statement. And the statement is that there was no kidnapping, there was no baby, and she is sorry. That's the gist of what we have received from the story that has gripped the hearts and minds of so many people nationwide. I'm going to go ahead and just share with you what the local news reported through their news conference probably about an hour ago. Go ahead and take a listen.
To provide an update in the Carlee Russell investigation. Chief Nick Durzis will read a prepared statement that will provide an update in this case. After reading the statement, we will have time for a few questions related to the case. Keep in mind, this is still an ongoing investigation, and there are some questions we simply cannot answer at this point. With that, I'll turn it over to Chief Durzis.
Thank you, Captain.
Yes.
Good afternoon. Thanks to everyone for attending again today. I want to thank the members of our department and all of law enforcement who played a role in the investigation of this case. Last Wednesday, July 19th, we held a press conference and provided you with the facts of the Carlee Russell disappearance. We told you the investigation was ongoing, and we helped you determine where Carlee was during the 49 hours of her disappearance. Today I've talked to and received a statement from Mr. Emery Anthony, attorney for Carlee Russell. Mr. Anthony has scheduled a meeting for Carlee to meet with investigators early this afternoon, but then I received an email stating that a statement was being provided by him on her behalf. Mr. Anthony asked that I read the statement in its entirety, which I will do now. My client has given me permission to make the following statement on her behalf. There was no kidnapping on Thursday, July 13th, 2023. My client did not see a baby on the side of the road. My client did not leave the Hoover area when she was identified as a missing person. My client did not have any help in this incident, but this was a single act done by herself. My client was not with anyone or any hotel with anyone during the time she was missing. My client apologizes for her actions to this community, the volunteers who were searching for her, to the Hoover Police Department and other agencies as well, as to her friends and family. We ask for your prayers for Carlee as she addresses her issues and attempts to move forward, understanding that she made a mistake in this matter. Carlee, again, asks for your forgiveness and prayers. We have a meeting scheduled with Mr. Anthony to further discuss this case. We're currently in discussions with the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office in Bessemer about possible criminal charges related to this case, and we will announce those charges when and if they are filed.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and honestly, y'all know me. I always have something to say, but I think the part that bothers me the most is the fact that this police department seems to be treading very carefully. Every statement that they make, every word that they say seems to be very calculated and very decisive. And I'm wondering, I think a part of that has to do with the fact that Ms. Russell has lawyered up, and typically people only get legal representation in a situation like this if they know that they have committed a crime and they're trying to shield themselves behind, you know, client attorney privilege or whatever. I don't know, but what I will say is that I believe that this woman needs to be charged. She committed a crime. She basically made up a story and resources were allocated to look for her and the imaginary boss baby, right? You've got an entire community on edge because they're thinking something is some lunatic is out here snatching people off the side of the road using an infant, a little white baby, as a lure to trap just innocent, bystanding Black women. And it makes me upset because do not tell me that there is not a such thing as Black privilege in this country. I know we want to talk about people's white privilege, but we are living in such a toxic society right now that everything has to have a racial component. And for once, I believe that yes, there is a racial component to this, but it's not the component that you think. It's the component where Black people feel that they can weaponize their melanin as a means to get attention or to cry victimhood 24/7. And now white people are so afraid of being called racist that we don't have blind justice at this point. It doesn't exist. They're afraid of overstepping or saying the wrong thing out of fear of being called racist for not, dropping everything to pay attention to her. All the while, this entire time, she was making it up, and there were legitimate people who were missing, and resources were not allowed. We were unable to allocate resources to these people because we too busy looking for the Black girl who had her wig snatched off the side of the road by some white random bald guy with orange hair. Like, they need to make an example out of her, not for the sake of making an example, but because it's the right thing to do. We cannot, it will be unsustainable in this country if things like this continue to happen and it's just like, oh, it's no big deal, it's nothing to see here. This person was just having a bad day and they were feeling overwhelmed, and next thing they knew, they were calling the police trying to just be seen. She just wanted to be seen, she just wanted to be heard. Well, we see you and we heard you loud and clear. And now, not only are you going to have some sort of civil lawsuit brought against you and your family where they need to reimburse the county and any other state agencies that were involved in looking for you, but you're going to spend some time in jail to think about what you did. Like, your whole life needs to be flashing before your eyes for you to sit and think about all of the privileges that you get to experience in this country. You could look like you come from a good home, a two-parent household, two loving parents who put themselves in front of a camera knowing you was lying, looking stupid. And now their reputation in the community is probably tarnished. People are not going to forget this. Like, your name is going to go down in infamy all because of what? We don't even know. We don't even know what motivated you to do this. And to be clear, I don't even think I would believe anything that she says at this point, because now all we get to hear is secondhand information through her attorney, because she's a coward. She's a coward and she won't face the public to issue an apology. It would go a long way if she stood flat-footed and looked into a camera and said, what I did was so unacceptable. And now that I see the pain and the harm that it caused and the worry that it instilled, not just to the people of this community, but those around the country, I am sorry. I am sorry. And I don't think I'll ever be able to live this down, but I am going to try, and I'm going to demonstrate my repentance and sorrowful disposition over this situation by turning myself in. That chick knows she committed a crime, but no, that's not going to happen, because holding a Black woman accountable is like trying to I just don't think it's going to happen. I don't know, but Do you think that Carlee Russell should be locked up and put in jail for this? Now, I do. I believe that she does need to serve some time, maybe 12 months in jail and 24 months probation, and then some sort of fine, or at minimum, at least reimburse the city and the county for the amount of money that it costs them to investigate a lie. Had this been a white woman, black women would be all up in arms calling for her head. And they should. So I don't think that the black woman should get special treatment either. I don't think this needs to be racialized at all. She needs to be charged, arrested and charged to the fullest extent of the law based on the crime. And I don't know what kind of district attorney that you guys have there down in the Hoover or Jefferson County, Alabama, but yeah, like people are upset. People are upset because this is not funny. Life is not a game. None of this is a game. She is too doggone old to be so juvenile and silly to think that this was like we weren't going to find out. Like when I think about it, I'm like, so you don't think that anybody's going to look and have any sort of camera footage and be like, there's no baby out here. We don't see a baby. Where's the fence? Where was the 18-wheeler parked? How did you just mysteriously show up back on foot? And according to her attorney, she wasn't in a hotel laid up somewhere. Okay, listen. We still want to know where the heck you were. We still do. You don't get to escape. You don't get to escape and hide behind an attorney. No, you need to face this like the whole grown woman you've been claiming you've been this entire time. But let me know, you guys, what do you think? Do you think she should be charged, or do you think we should just be relieved that she's safe and just move on to the next hoax? Because it's going to be another one. There's going to be another one. And I hate to turn this into, a race or ethnicity thing, right? And the idea that members of the black community tried to turn this into a race thing really bothered me. There was no reason. There was no reason to turn this into a race issue. A woman went missing, and based on her first hand testimony, police resources were dispatched. But we can't continue to allow people like this, because she seems like she comes from a little bit of privilege, some money, and now they got to spend all this money in attorney's fees in order to protect her and defend. I think the parents should step back, and I don't believe that the parents should pay to have her make a statement through an attorney. She needs to face the music. That is the best thing that they could do for her, is to make her face the music. But she seems like a spoiled, entitled brat. And even in now that the truth is out, they're still treating her like the same spoiled, entitled brat that she presents herself to be. And that part is sad. We gotta, people need to be held accountable. But that's pretty much all I have to say about that, you guys. Grace and peace. Let me know what you think. Leave me some comments down below. Let's talk about it. Do you think that maybe there were some mental issues? I don't. I call cap on that. I think that's just going to be I think that is an overused defense that people present so that they don't have to really be held responsible for the indwelling sin nature that's on the inside of them that leads them to do such demonic, wicked things. But you guys let me know what you think. Grace and peace.